Our next guest served multiple combat tours in Afghanistan, Republican Congressman Michael Waltz of Florida. Just in case people didn't see the show yesterday, the gentleman we just heard from, when he was 9 years old, had an interaction with the Taliban where he was told to go get them a piece of bread. He went to his mom's house, he got the bread and took it to him. And in his interview, in order to get his visa to stay in the United States, they said, have you ever had any interaction with the Taliban? He says, well, I can't not say I did when I was 9 years old. And that is why, Congressman, the United States, the Department of Homeland Security, Secretary Mayorkas, says that he has to be deported back to Afghanistan, even though he's been here for 7 years, has started a business, has had an exemplary life. And I just cannot believe that there's no one in the administration who isn't lighting their hair on fire, telling the Department of Homeland Security to pound sand.
Yeah, Dana, I mean, this is, I'm banging my head against the wall here with this policy and, frankly, this silence from the White House. How do we have hundreds of thousands of migrants pouring across our southern border from 50 to 60 different countries? And you know, as he said, they're welcome with open arms, yet people who stood and fought with us were willing to take a bullet, not only putting their own lives on the line, but their entire family's lives on the line, are getting the absolute cold shoulder from this White House. Look, the Defense Department has said in testimony that they are ready to evacuate these people out. The governor of Guam has said that he's ready to accept, as Guam has done with South Koreans, Vietnamese, and others that have fought alongside us in our nation's wars. This decision sits with Joe Biden, sits with the commander-in-chief, and we are getting nothing but silence. And it's worth noting, Dana, that in 1975, Senator Biden voted against in committee the evacuation of the South Vietnamese people and didn't support it in the broader Senate. He said we had no moral obligation to help these people. And I just don't know if he doesn't care, doesn't get it, or what. But we have a lot of my Democratic colleagues that are speaking out in support of these interpreters, particularly the veterans. And that is a good thing. But they're silent when it comes to holding Biden accountable. And this decision rests with him, and their blood is on his hands.
To that point, the Washington Post opinion columnist David Vandrele had this piece today. There's a wrong way to withdraw from the war. We're on the verge in Afghanistan. Also saying that the last time the Taliban ruled, mass executions were carried out in the Kabul soccer stadium. If such scenes are repeated in coming months or years, and the victims are abandoned friends of the United States, that will indeed be shameful, and the Biden administration will own that shame. Congressman, it's just hard to believe that they don't care at the White House. It's shocking to me.
They're giving some happy talk, but we're not seeing any action. And now with the closing of Bagram Air Base, the main air base there, it's becoming that much harder. This isn't just a moral issue. It's a national security issue as well. The intelligence community is loud and clear saying that al-Qaeda will likely come roaring back in the wake of a Taliban takeover, which is what we're seeing right now. The Taliban is on the march. So we have to send our special operators back in to take care of this problem, like we did when Obama pulled out of Iraq too soon and it led to the rise of ISIS. The difference in Afghanistan is they're going to have no bases. We have no bases in the region, and they're going to have no local allies. Who would trust us again? Who would stand with us again after they've been abandoned? And Dana, you know my own personal story. That I had one of my interpreters that was found by the Taliban with the documentation he needed to prove that he worked with America. They took him back to his village, beheaded him, his brothers, and his cousins. They have a bullseye on their back. They're being hunted down as we speak, and the White House is doing nothing about it.
It's a tough story for you to tell, but it's important that you do. Congressman Waltz, thank you. We'll stay in touch.
All right, thanks, Dan.